Hey guys, we've already covered the basic setup for Keywords AI and the simple tutorials for logging, proxying, and LLM playgrounds. Today, we're gonna dive deep into the real toolbox, the logging module. We're gonna present both the code side, where we can tag requests with properties, also the dashboard side, where those same logs will appear in real time and we can filter, share, export, and deep link them in a conversation with a thread ID. Ready? Okay, let's zoom in on the logging API endpoint. This is where every LLM turns gets stamped into Keywords AI. There are 3 layers of parameters. The layer 1 is the must-have ones. We need to provide the models, which is the LLM you are pulling from, and the prompt messages is an array of chat messages with raw content plus optional tool calls for function agents. This is what you give to the LLM calls. And the completion message, which is the response from the assistant's reply that actually went back to the user. We've already covered those basic must-have parts last time, and now we'll cover those advanced parameters. The layer 2 is the performance and cost telemetry. The prompt token counts every token you feed the model, big prompts, big bills, completion tokens, the tokens coming back from the models, longer replies, higher cost, more bandwidth. The cost, the prompt token times the price in, and the completion tokens times the price out. And the latency is the walk clock time from request to last token. This is what the user feels on the screen. TTFT, time to first token, how snappy the first byte appears, perfect early warnings for signals for rate limits or cold starts. The generation time, it is a TTFT plus the per token render speed. Separates provide a compute delay for the network hop. And the layer 3, which is the context and advanced controls. The metadata is a freeform key value tag. We can add everything here, like the language we are using, English or Chinese, and also everything you can think of. And we also have the customer parameters. The customer parameters, this is where your tag user facing info, their user ID, tire, organization, and anything you use for segmentation or billing. The group identifier and thread identifier. This will glue together multiple logs into a single chat session or timeline. Use groups for grouping a lot of logs together and using threads to make it like a real session. The customer identifier, which is pretty similar to the metadata, but it will let you to filter logs instantly, even across huge datasets. Great, now we have a full setup of the APIs, and we're gonna run it a few times, and we will go over to our dashboard and see what happens. Now, we jump back into our Keywords AI dashboard, and you can see the logs we just ingested. Before we even click in, there's already useful information visible at a glance. The timestamps, chat summary, cost, and etc. If you open the columns drop-down, you will see any customized views including all the metadata we care about. At the top, we can filter by time range, so you can quickly narrow down to the things just happened. Let's now open the side panel to inspect a single log in detail. The first section is the message. This captures the full LLM interaction history. On the right is the metadata, which includes everything tied to this call. The customer name, ID, email, thread ID, group ID, customer ID, and any other information you can understand directly. If I click this group ID, it will filter out to view all the logs tied to this group, which is great for tracking multi-turn sessions or cohorts. Let's reset this filter now, and you will see we're back to the full log list. Now, check out this filter icon. This is where the real power comes in. Let's use our group ID as an example. I'll paste it in here, and boom, all the logs tied to the group ID shows up instantly. Jumping back to our specific log, if I click this share icon, I get a direct URL to this log. Super handy for sharing context with your teammates. And finally, on the right side, you'll notice these curly brackets. Clicking them reveals the full raw payload in JSON, so you can dig into every parameters and value.